Hello guys, so today I want to talk about mental health in Ghana. Um, First of all, there seems to be this trend of pensioners and the elderly experiencing loneliness and depression. I am mostly around a lot of the elderly, so maybe through church, going to church, friends and my friends or my uh, around family, and then my friends like the relatives as well, and it seems to be like the prevailing thing that seems to be coming out of the conversations is that like they are also watching a lot of social media. Surprisingly or not surprisingly, the elderly are watching a lot of they're on their phones a lot, watching social media because the young ones are also like busy trying to find work and trying to like make a living. They're focused on their lives. The elderly are being abandoned, and um, there's this trend where like the elderly are trying to cope. Maybe they're in the house by themselves, not going out because things are expensive in Ghana. If you go out, it's like you're either paying you have to pay for petrol, you have to buy something. So they decide to stay at home. Then when they stay at home too, they're on their phones, watching TikTok. I personally have had this issue with my dad. Like people are just like generally like suffering in silence because, for instance, let's say, and with the youth, if you're trying to find a job, it's really difficult to find a job here in Ghana. But depending on the connections you have. So, for instance, I try to find a job. You go on LinkedIn, you make so many applications. You're not sure if, like, I don't know if there's somebody who has ever received a job, like, has gotten a job just from applying on LinkedIn, because you see that there's so many people who have made so many applicants. You see a job that you think, oh, let me just apply, and then you never hear back. I did hear back from like applying on Jobberman, but then the role didn't quite fit. It's difficult to get a job that's willing to pay I say adequately, or like it's they're willing to pay you what you deserve or what your qualifications, like based on your qualifications, what you're supposed to be getting. So it's difficult to get a job here. Then with the youth too, it's like we're on social media. Well, you see, if you have nothing to do, you just be watching like YouTube videos on TikTok, maybe be on Snapchat, be on Instagram, be on TikTok, or wherever you will be. So people are suffering in silence. You may see people like splashing money around on social media. You don't know what life, like what is happening with your life. Nobody seems to really care. Like over here, it's not so much a welfare state. Like let's say maybe in the UK where maybe if you don't have a job, you can go for benefits or whatever. Over here, it's like your life is in your hands. If you don't study, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, it's up to you. The jobs too were depending on like business, private companies or private people to like start businesses or start something like that would create vacancies for you to apply for the job. So in terms of the youth, I don't okay personally I've not seen so many social events. Even when you see the social events like maybe parties, like I don't know, maybe basic campaigns, whatever. You're thinking about the price, the tickets, the price of that event. So I'm trying to build a picture here for the youth. If it's not you doing something on like maybe you somehow maybe start something with your friends or start something on social media as I've done here with my YouTube channel. Or maybe if you have connections, which not a lot of us have, how would you then get a job? You could be home for a very long time because it's like people are not opening up. Surprisingly, people are not opening up. You also another thing is the therapists. I don't know, therapists are also the same, or would you say counselors are also like are not cheap here. You go to church too sometimes. The churches too sometimes they ask for like money. It's become a bit of a money issue sometimes. Like sometimes it's like we're going to church to network, we're going to church to like while away the time, we're going to church. Um, Maybe if you have a nice like a nice dress or outfit, you're going to church for that, maybe to go and show what you have. It's become something more of a social event, you know. Like, I don't know if people feel like they are being understood or they are being heard in church. It's like I wish maybe we could get to a place in Ghana where like churches are given, like, as we're giving offering and whatever. I hope they also like they take it from them to maybe create farms, create businesses or things that could help support people, because the society needs a lot here. Like a lot, it's not as developed. The societies are like, we depend on our families and ourselves to create an income, or let's say to create something for ourselves. But it's like with church, sometimes you don't feel like you're being heard. So I wish like a church would create more support the people more. Like, let it not just be about the offering. Maybe like create more youth led programs. Maybe go to excursions, go to, and maybe don't make the tickets or whatever so high. I know the churches too need money, but it's like a balance, you know. It's not just about saving their souls, but also like meeting their financial or their physical needs. So in terms of what I've experienced here, like therapists are expensive. Like someone was trying to charge, is it 300 season per session? Things the therapists too are not cheap. And so for me, my advice is from what I've experienced, because I've also like I've dealt with loneliness and depression here in Ghana, and I want to share my experience and also like give some support. So if you find that you're not able to like go to a therapist, I would say try the hospitals and maybe see somebody for depression or something. They'll give you medication or try and allocate a psychologist, because the the services you get from the public hospitals are cheaper, but maybe they are also better than like they are what you can afford, but they're also better than the privates in terms of maybe your financial needs. Like you'll get, how do I say this? You get some support from the hospitals. It won't be the best, but it will be enough, adequate for what's like for your situation. And then if you find that um maybe the hospital you are going to is not adequate, maybe try a mental hospital. I know Ghana, there's a lot of stigma around mental hospitals, but personally, when you go to anti-mental hospital, you find that there are psychologists there, there are people willing to help. It's not, it's adequate service. People will listen to you. It's not as bad as you would expect. So try the hospitals and see if you can get support. Otherwise, I'll suggest that you try and like involve yourself in a lot of social events. Maybe try and find people who understand you. Um, yeah, when I personally went to Pantai Hospital, you'd be surprised how many people go to the hospital to seek mental health support. And it's not like in Ghana, what we've seen is like maybe people with bipolar or the very extreme examples. We don't hear about people with depression going to the hospital, but you'd be surprised when you go there how like people are coming there often. The numbers are increasing. Um, it seems like the elderly too is like the people attending. There's a large percentage which is the elderly. So it's like people are suffering in silence. It's financial issues, but there's also emotional like suffering going on. So I'll say don't suffer in silence. Try and seek help. It may feel like nobody really understands you, but go to the hospital. Don't just stay at home and then pray, or like, yeah, prayer helps and worship helps. But if you find that this issue is going on for a very long time, I'll say try and be bold and go to a hospital. And you'll be surprised the help you can get. So anyway, guys, if you need any information or you need any help or you need to ask me any more questions, I feel free to ask me in the comment section. And if you like this type of videos, let me know, because sometimes you think that it's Ghana, people are having fun, people are like buying cars, popping champagne. There isn't any real issues, but people are like, you'd be surprised how many people are suffering. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe and for such videos, for more of my videos. And yeah, have a good week. Bye.